Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of New York, the reunion. I just finished watching. I'd already watched some of the clips online, so when I was watching, I kind of already knew what was about to happen, so that was a good thing. Um, Girl, let's just talk. So let me just say this. I thought that all the ladies looked phenomenal. I did. This was the first reunion ever for me in housewife history where I kind of went up for everybody. For the most part, it might be three or four girls who you love, then somebody look a mess, and somebody else look a mess, and somebody might look okay. But this is the first time where I was just like, oh, okay. I was kind of going up for everyone. Even though, Brynn, I guess she was going for the like no makeup look. I don't know, but for the most part, I'm gonna give the fashions, the looks, a 10 out of 10. I am. As a group, I thought they killed it. I was like, oh yes. I thought Jessel looked great. I love baby. I know some of the girls. Miss Jenna. Oh, baby, Miss Jenna had on a robe, baby, and a turban and some sunglasses and some pumps and pumped on through. I didn't know it was I thought it was just like a wraparound dress, but she actually had on a robe. I thought it was sickening. I did. Now, one of my friends did say that we were on the phone and they did say they liked it, but it was just like, I would want to know what would be the response if like one of the black girls came on the reunion with a robe on. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. But I thought Jenna looked fab. I did. I loved everything about Jenna's look. I did. I thought Brynn looked good. Her face. I went live last night and someone said that they felt that Brynn had probably just got a little pokey poke to her face. Because her face did look swollen a little bit. But also, girl, now that I know, she was already backstage crying prior to her even coming out. So that was probably a part of it. Too, if she had actually got some work done. I don't know. Uba looked fantastic. Uba was sickening, baby. I said, oh, baby, yes. I thought Erin looked great, especially for her to be pregnant, I thought Erin looked great. I love Sai. Sai's hair was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. But I love Sai's look. I did. I thought Raquel looked great. I thought everyone looked fab for the most part. Yeah, there was like I said, Brynn's no makeup look. But for the most part, I was here for it. I have never seen a reunion where I just went up for the entire once it all came together. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so it starts out. Brynn, we're just gonna talk. Brynn goes into Jessel's dressing room and she says, I think it's fine, right? And then Jessel said, you think everything's fine? And I put, girl, you're nuts. Right then and there, I realized that Brynn still doesn't understand the gravity of what's happening or what's about to happen. She said at that point that she was still watching the show. So while she was backstage getting her hair and makeup done, she was watching the show on her phone. While a white girl was doing her hair. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Can I say something, y'all? Can we have some kitchen table talk? Ain't nothing wrong with a white girl doing a black girl's hair or whatever Brynn is, girl. One of my good friends. Y'all know my friend, my lesbian friend, Brittany. She got married. Anyways, like years ago, probably like 10 years ago, I remember she went to like Supercuts and she used to have short hair, like a short, like pixie cut. And I remember she was like, I need to get my hair trimmed. Let me just go to this place. And when I say it was a white girl, when I tell you she cut her hair in probably like 4 minutes tops, and it was the most sickening cut ever. Girl, we were both sitting there gagged like, girl, this white girl really just cut your hair. girl, in like 5 minutes tops. And girl, this is probably one of the most sickening cuts we've ever seen in our life. So I know that when you have a certain texture of hair, that doesn't mean that you have to go, to someone who, has the same texture hair as you. But I think it just kind of all goes together about Brynn. When I look at Brynn, like from her life to her friends to her hairstylist. Let me shut up. Anyways, they come out on stage. Brynn, and Andy is speaking to everyone. He's going around the room, and he says hi, Brynn. She says hi, Daddy. Jenna had on some sunglasses, and she was basically telling Andy that the sunglasses were going to come off. It's just to give a moment. And then Aaron was like, right along with that robe. Jenna's girlfriend doesn't want to be on the show. I'm conflicted on this situation because a part of me feels like it's unfair that everybody else has to speak about their relationships, show their relationships, but then there are some people where their partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, they don't want to be on the show, and then they don't appear on the show. You see what I'm saying? But then it's also like, I don't think you should force anybody to be on reality TV. Like, everybody, like, you want to be on the Housewives. Okay, I don't want to be on reality TV. So why do I need to be on reality TV? But then when you look at people the other folks who are, say, married, and they have to put their business out on Front Street and get picked apart, and their marriage is scrutinized. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where it's kind of like it becomes unfair in a certain way. So Jenna's girlfriend doesn't want to be on reality TV, okay? But then we also have to see Jessel and Pavitt while they talk about their relationship, their marriage, and Aaron and Abe, and Sai and her. You see what I'm saying? And then Uba, man, he doesn't want to be on TV, really. But everybody else, person has to be on TV. I don't know. I'm kind of down. Like, I don't know how to take. I don't know. Again, like, I feel like you shouldn't have to force people to be on reality TV. I was saying that about on Real Housewives of Potomac, Kay and her fiance. I was like, he really doesn't want to be on reality TV. Period. And he's doing it to try to, I guess, please Kay, but he doesn't want to do it. And it's like, I don't know. Anyways. I put Raquel, mama, she ain't shit. She ain't gonna never be shit. Raquel purchased her mother an iPad so she would be able to get in contact with the grandkids, with her. They could FaceTime each other. She said the iPad is still not set up. Well, girl, how much setting up do you... how much setting up do you need to do for an iPad, girl? I don't know, like... What type of... I said Raquel must just don't care. I'm assuming that Raquel probably just doesn't care about the relationship with her mother anymore. I probably would. I'm just going to be honest. I probably wouldn't. Girl, that's your mama, but at the end of the day, girl, I'm still, like, you can't even respect the person that I am. Because even if I'm not with this woman, I'm still a lesbian. You see what I'm saying? And girl, I don't have time at my big ass age to be concerned about you and if you going to respect me or not. Baby, I got 2 kids. I don't have time to be concerned about you. Now, we have a relationship. If we don't, we don't. I think I could see that's why I could see Raquel probably kind of just like, girl, because it shouldn't be this deep to set up an iPad if you really wanted to be in contact with your mother and vice versa. Girl, it is what it is. I feel like Raquel is probably on it is what it is. I'm not going to lie, though. When they were all kissing each other in front of the mother... I thought they were doing that on purpose. I was like, oh, girl, this is so awkward. Listen, y'all know I'm gay. Okay? Because the girls said, no, I'm gay. Hey! And this is not to say that you should be ashamed of who you are. Girl, be who you are. Be who you are. Girl, be who you are, right? But I was kind of like, ooh. Just for the simple fact that Raquel hasn't seen her mother in X amount of years. And we know that her mother, Loki, has a problem with, the gay, pray the gay away. She's that type of fish, right? And I was just like, you don't want to create this awkward environment for this woman and this other woman, right? Because y'all want to be kissing each other. Like, girl, just don't kiss each other. Let Raquel and her mother have this moment. She ain't seen this lady in 6 or 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all can start the lesbian shit when the lady leave. But I did thought they did it on purpose, but they said no, it wasn't on purpose. They really were not even thinking about Raquel's mother really not being down for that gay shit. Then the other side of me is like, that's what she get. Girl, y'all should have been tonguing each other in front of her. Girl, just fuck her. Sigh. Listen, we just get into the game of semantics. Let's just talk, baby. Brynn is a mess. Brynn is a hot ass mess. Brynn, it's a lie, but what Brynn does, and what Brynn was doing at first, in my opinion, when the season first kicked off, I remember coming down here when I was reviewing the show and I was like, well, it doesn't sound like Brynn is necessarily lying. Like she's putting sauce on it. Like Jenna, like Sai, who doesn't really like Jenna. Brynn will go back and say, oh, she hates you. It's a lie, but girl, at this point, it kind of like, girl, saying someone hates someone and saying that they're not your cup of tea, there is a slight difference. I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, girl, you don't like the girl. You see what I'm saying? Like Aaron, like what she did with Aaron. Did she call Jenna broke? Or did she, insinuate that she was having financial issues? I believe that Aaron did that. It's just now Brynn probably took it back like, oh, she said you were broke. Like, girl, and I think Aaron even kind of said that she said it in a way. So it's like we got caught up into instead of Brynn just say, if Brynn would have started out the season on some bitch, I don't give a damn what y'all say. You said you didn't like the bitch and you said the bitch was broke. It is what it is. She should have stood in it, but Brynn is a type of person to throw a rock and hide her hands. But then as it is one thing for that to be happening at the beginning of the season, but then when you see the season go on, it's like I think Brynn really does have a problem. And I said this last night. You know how sometimes for me, when I watch the Housewives, like Karen Huger, Portia, I think that sometimes for a lot of these housewives, whether they're on the white ones or the black ones, they sometimes, they say celebrity can change folks. They get a little taste of fame and they start to smell themselves. And you kind of, like Giselle, for example. My friend saw Giselle one time in DC at this restaurant. And he was like, oh my God, Giselle looks like she really likes to have a good time. Like she looks like she's like a fun person to hang around. But then when you see her on the show, it's just kind of like Giselle just gives you bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you don't like, I was like, and I always take that in consideration. Like, girl, Giselle, from what my friend said, like, she looks like she likes to have a good time. But I was like, she don't give that on the show. Girl, she gives just messy shit starter, right? I'm in charge of the girls. Do as I say. Don't ask me no questions. But with Brynn, I feel like Brynn really is who she is on the show. I think Brynn is like that in real life. I think Brynn is mentally ill. I do. I'm not a doctor. Girl, this is just my opinion. I'm just a nigga down on YouTube talking shit. Brynn does give me it's not all the way there. I think Brynn is a damaged soul. I think that Brynn should not have kids. Brynn ain't got no business bringing nobody's children into this world. And that's just on period. Brynn has too many problems to be bringing a child into that mess. Just because you have, just listen, just because you have a pulse does not mean that you should be a parent. And I mean that. Let me get off Brynn for a little bit. Oh no, girl, we're gonna keep going on Brynn. You know what, Brynn? She still hasn't learned her lesson. Did y'all catch the tea when she was basically talking about Jeff Lewis? I know that some people don't like Jeff Lewis. They say he a messy punk. Girl, I guess they could say the same thing about me. But she was basically talking about Jeff Lewis, and she said when Jeff basically saying when he was talking shit about me, he was talking shit about me while I was going through my essay. I said, oh, that's some nasty work. Girl, you are still, that's what I'm saying, Brynn. Like, Brynn, what you doing, what Brynn is doing is really, really dangerous. You are trying to tie your sexual assault into somebody talking shit about you, basically. Jeff Lewis, from what I remember, I think it was Aaron was on his, I think he has like a podcast or something like that, girl. I don't know. And Jeff basically asked Aaron, in a way, like, what does Brynn do for money? Something like that. Brynn is now trying to tie what Jeff Lewis said basically to her sexual assault. And I don't like that. I don't think it's fair. I think it's dangerous. Girl, you still have not learned your lesson. Because Jeff Lewis insinuating you sell pussy, Jeff Lewis insinuating you don't work, Jeff Lewis, I don't know what that I don't know how that ties in to Brynn, unfortunately, being the R word. I think Brynn plays a very dangerous game. Her and Sai are going back and forth. One thing I will give that Miss Sai girl was not budging because of Brynn tears at all. Baby, one day she was still on Brynn's ass. Brynn was sitting there crying, and Sai was like, baby, Sai didn't give a damn. Sai basically said, girl, I don't know what you do. What do you do for a living, girl? I have said this 19 times. I'm going to say it again. Brynn told us what she does. We've never seen Brynn work. We've seen listen, if you gonna tell me you do something, girl, I need to see you do it at least once. It's kind of like the girls who say they're a YouTuber and then you look at their page and girl, the last video they posted was 3 years ago. Girl, you not know YouTube, not no more. Y'all make videos, girl, on YouTube? Yeah, girl, the last video you posted was 4 years ago. So what else you do? You know what I'm saying? We've seen everybody go to work. Everybody on this cast, we've seen go to work. They said, this is what I do for a living. Let me show you what I do. At least one time. Brynn said, this is what I do for a living. And I ain't seen Brynn send an email. Not, girl, goes to the office. Girl, a Zoom call, nothing. She makes all of she has a loud bark about her being attached to billionaires and her flying out on private jets. But girl, your lifestyle does not match that mouth. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Sai ain't the only one who trying to figure out what Brynn do for a living. I guarantee you what Sai said is a conversation that they have in that group. Aaron's dad passed away, unfortunately. I think Aaron was not living in reality. I remember when I was watching the show when her and her father were out, and she was about to tell him about her heaven baby. Baby, the way that meant, baby, let me tell you something. You know, all I'm gonna say is this: not to bring the energy down. My grandmother had cancer; she passed away, and I remember when I saw my grandmother one time. We were at her. We went home, And I was just looking at her like, something ain't right. She had got really, 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 really skinny. And I was looking at her and I remember telling my sister, I was like, every time I look at her, she reminds me of Kim. That was my aunt who passed away. My aunt Kim had cancer. She had breast cancer. I was like, every time I look at her, she looks like how Kim looked before she passed away. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, she just losing weight. And I think, but anyways, so closer to before she passed away, I knew it was about to happen. So it's just, all I'm saying is with Aaron said that at one point her father's skin was green. And then, because he had cancer before. He had lung cancer. The cancer went away. He started smoking cigarettes again. The cancer came back. Girl, the way that man was caught, let me tell you something, baby. Aaron was in denial because the way that man was coughing out on that sidewalk, it ain't no goddamn way Aaron didn't know it was that bad. Like I said, she had to be in denial. I was like, girl, the way that man was coughing, he had no energy. It almost felt like he was just there shooting the scene. But unfortunately, he passed away. I wonder how her mother is doing because her mother had cancer too. They talked about Aaron's Heaven Baby story. I love the fact that they're talking about this. I do. Because it happens to a lot of women and people shame women, right? And I don't think that's fair. Listen. Do I think that some girls use it as a form of birth control? Yes, because I know some of the girls that have 4 or 5 of them. I do in real life. And I'd be like, girl. But girl, I'm also not the girl. I'm also the girl, even if you told me you was on your 10th one, I'm the bitch who's gonna offer you some money. Girl, you need some money? I'm going to judge you. Girl, this your 10th one, sister. I'm going to need you to start using some condoms and just go get your birth control. Okay? But girl, I don't think it, I'm not mad at anyone for doing whatever they feel like they need to do. If you feel like that's what you need to do for your life, then girl, it is what it is. And then, so crazy, Aaron was telling her father, but she did a story. She told her story for, I think, Glamour magazine. And she telling her daddy. And her daddy was like, I had one too. Well, his girlfriend from the past. So Aaron had a heaven baby. Her daddy had a heaven baby with an old girlfriend. And Aaron's mama had a heaven baby. So the mama, the daughter, and the daddy. You see what I'm saying? It happens more than what people probably think. People just don't talk about it because they know how judgmental we can be, right? And girl, anyways, Jenna talked about her experience. Raquel talked about her experience. She didn't say the names, and I'm glad, of course she didn't. But Aaron said that other housewives text her talking about, girl, me too. It happens. Girl, people just got to do what they have to do, what they feel is best for their lives. And that's just what it is. I'm going to always be pro-choice. I'm going to always be pro-girl. Do what the fuck you think you need to do. Hello? Girl, do you need some money? Hello? I offered a co-worker, this girl. I used to think I was people daddy at work, girl. This girl, she was 18. Was she 18 or 19 at the time? She came and she was like, Rodney. She was like, oh my God. So I found out I was pregnant, girl, what? And girl, this was Hispanic fish. Girl, it was a Mexican girl. Girl, and on top of that, girl, she got pregnant by a nigga who was a Mexican boy. Nigga wasn't shit. And I was so pissed off at her because I remember when she first got with that nigga, she told me that he had another child and he wasn't taking care of the child. And she told him, it's not right. You need to take care of your daughter. Girl, why would you even want to even be in a relationship with somebody who already has a daughter? He does not take care of the daughter. I think it was a daughter. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl, but he had a child though. And you're telling him that he should take care of the child. And then you turn around and your stupid ass get pregnant by the motherfucker. I'm like, well, girl, do you need some money? She was like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, do you need me to go with you? Because she told me she was going to the clinic. And I was like, well, do you need some money? You need me to go with you? She was like, no, I'm fine. I was like, okay, well, just let me know. And then, girl, the next day she came to work. And I asked her how she was. She was like, she was fine. And she had already told her boyfriend that she was pregnant. And then she told him that she had a miscarriage. She woke up and she said it was blood everywhere. And she said he was just like, okay. But she said she felt like he already knew that she probably went to the clinic. Hell, he don't give a damn. He don't take care of the other one he got, bitch. You think he give a fuck about? Anyways, girl. Okay. Brynn's essay story is absolutely sad to me. This is the thing. People don't believe women. They just don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. And I think that with Brynn, especially coming across as she comes across on TV, everything is just so sexual, and everything always has to be some point of reference dealing with sex. Like even her saying, Andy saying, "Hey Brynn, hey daddy." So Brynn, people would not believe Brynn. Even if she pointed out the man, people would not believe Brynn. I believe Brynn. Be very clear. I think it happened to her. I think that's a part of the reason why she behaves the way that she behaves. I think that Brynn does cover up the pain with this weird sense of humor all the time. I think she covers up the pain by being overly sexual. I do. And she pretty much said it. I do. But it doesn't take away from the fact that, girl, she does team too much. I can acknowledge the fact that she was unfortunately taken advantage of. But I can also say, girl, you do too much on TV. When Brynn had her grown ass rolling around in the sand in front of that teenage, okay, I don't know if he was a teenager or not. He looked young as hell. He could have been 30 years old as far as I'm concerned. But he just looked like some little boy who had a summer job at the beach. And Brynn was on the beach rolling around like, oh. And I'm like, girl, this is too much. Like, everything has to be sexual with Brynn. But anyways, I hope Brynn gets some help. I don't want to spend too much time on her essay story. It happened. It's sad. And I hope that Brynn is doing the best as she can. Uber moved in with her boyfriend and sold her apartment. I said, ooh, bitch. Listen, I don't think it's... All I'm going to say is this. As long as you can get your shit and get out, that's all that matters. I think that if you are in a financial situation where even if you sell your apartment, but I heard it's hard to find apartments in New York, especially when you're used to a certain apartment. You know what I'm saying? A certain location. I just don't know if I would have sold my apartment. I don't know if this means she's leaving the show. I don't know. Move in with your man, move in with your girlfriend. But all I'm saying is make sure that, girl, you always make sure that if when push comes to shove, if you need to get out of that relationship, you have somewhere to go. You see what I'm saying? If I moved in with a man, you best believe I'm going to make sure that, girl, I always got a backup plan where if I had to move out today, bitch, I'm gone. Even if I got to get a hotel for a night or two until my apartment is ready, girl, I'm not just going to be out on the streets. So hopefully Uber is smart, even with her selling her apartment, where if push came to shove, she would not have an issue just finding another apartment. Or if she had to stay in a hotel for a month or so, because like I heard that finding apartments in certain areas the way you want it can be hard in New York. Anyways, I put Brynn still chasing after Gideon and Jizz. Like I said, Brynn don't even need to have no goddamn children if we're gonna be honest about it. Cause sit your ass down. Brynn, I'm sorry. Brynn ain't got no business trying to be nobody's mama. Girl, that girl is too fucked up to be trying to bring children into this world. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gideon is still running around the world, girl, doing a Tootsie Roll. He ain't worried about no goddamn Brynn. This is what I be talking about. People who don't live in reality. The nigga already said that he don't want no goddamn kids. Even when they were engaged, I believe Brynn said on the show that He didn't want kids. She did, but he was willing to have kids because she wanted kids. Girls, stop having kids with motherfuckers who don't want kids. Because you really, girl, they already think y'all supposed to raise the kids by yourself anyways, even in relationships. Baby, Brynn, now she just wants the sperm, but now she can't get a hold of the nigga because he don't want kids. Sorry, I just yelled in y'all face. Brynn, the man don't want kids, girl. I don't know what else is there to be said, mama? Girl, you know what's gonna fuck Brynn up? If Gideon have kids with somebody else. That'll fuck Brynn up. Baby. Andy asks about Jessel's glow up. Listen. I'm not mad at Andy for asking the questions. I saw something online. Andy responded to somebody on Twitter because somebody was saying how they think that it's inappropriate that Andy asks the ladies about plastic surgery. Girl, Andy asks all the girls about plastic surgery. I think he's brought it up to Karen, Kim Zolciak, girl, like Larsa Pippen. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna let you come on my show, bitch, your whole face change, and you think I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not mad at Andy asking the questions. And maybe because, girl, I'm so against Brynn in this moment, girl, I'm really trying my hardest to, girl. Brynn, shut up. Like, when I tell you Brynn was getting on my nerves. Like, okay, so Brynn, so Andy asked Jessel about the glow up. I'm not gonna lie. Jessel did sound like she was about to start telling a lie. She was like, I don't know. I cut my hair. I lost some weight. That's what Jessel said. And Brynn was looking like, bitch, this bitch is lying. And so Andy asked Brynn, what did she get done? And then Jessel was like, I got Botox, but I've been getting Botox since I was like 26. And then Brynn started talking like, girl, come on, girl. Like, I just thought that was a hating ass move. Like, you can look at Jessel. One thing I will say about Jessel, Jessel's work is very subtle. It's not anything major. It's not major cosmetic surgery. I believe Jessel when she said, I get Botox, I got fillers, and I got my teeth done. That's all I really look. When you really look at Jessel, you can tell something was done, but it's nothing major. It's not like she just has a brand new face. Like Andy said, it just looks like she's airbrushed. Like, mama is together. She said she drank a whole bunch of water. She did lose some weight, right? But I didn't like the fact that Brynn chimed in. It almost felt like Brynn was trying to shame Jessel. And I didn't like that. Like, let me tell y'all something. Andy can ask what he want to ask. If Jessel want to lie, we know the bitch is lying. If she would have lied and said she ain't had nothing done, we could look at Jessel and say she got something done, teeth or something, right? But I just didn't like the fact that Brynn chimed in and tried to embarrass that lady. I would have cussed her ass out. You shut the fuck up. Okay? Because I'm about to get on your ass in about 5 seconds anyways. You shut up. Like, I was like, ooh, Brynn is such a hater. Ugh. I don't know why. When I tell you that got under my skin. That got under my skin. It really, really did. I keep looking at my I keep looking up at my windows. I cleaned the inside, but I want to clean the, girl, this is going to sound so crazy. I want to clean the outside of my windows, you know, with Windex, but I'm so nervous that I'm going to fall over my back. God, I be thinking of some crazy shit. I was like, girl, it'll be my luck, bitch. Girl, this ladder breaking, bitch, I fall over this balcony and die. Just some freak fucking accident. So I think I'm just going to leave the outside windows alone, even though I really want to clean the outside too. Anyways, but yeah, Andy was basically trying to say, well, I asked you, and it sounded like you put a period after you said Botox. Basically trying to say, you were not going to tell us you got fillers in teeth. Girl, it is what it is. Oh, Jessel, you lied. Jessel lied about the whole broke stuff. Like I said, Brynn, she does put sauce on stuff, especially at the beginning of the season. She was putting sauce on stuff. Jessel... Aaron did insinuate that Jenna was having money problems. Whether she said the bitch was poor, broke, girl shaking a can on the corner, strangling, she made reference to Jenna having money problems. And Jessel, you took it that way too. Okay? Anyways, Jessel calls out Brynn for basically getting on TV lying. I think they were talking about the craziest hookups they've ever had, and Jessel and Brynn twisted the story and tried to make it seem as though some black guy, and girl, let me tell you something. When I tell you that Brynn is some nasty, that's a nasty, girl, that's some nasty work. I'm gonna tell you, I clocked Brynn. They didn't show it right here, but go back and watch the episode. I forgot what episode it was. Brynn, she did that shit on purpose. Brynn threw in that the guy, I guess the guy was black. Yeah, it was some black guy. Brynn did that because she knew by her throwing in that whoever Jessel fucked, if she threw in that he was a black guy, that would add more to the story. That Brynn is a nasty piece of, ooh, girl. So Jessel is on Brynn's ass because now Pavit is looking at her like she a goddamn liar, because the way that Brynn painted the picture was like Jessel was in love with another man. A black guy, basically. Girl. And Jessel talked about how you say you bond with Sai. And, oh, bitch, Sai and Pavit. Bitch, Sai, you got some motherfucking nerve. Let me just say something about Miss Sai. Sai, Pavit don't owe Sai no goddamn apology. Sai, you disrespected Pavit first. Okay? Let's be very clear. You disrespected Pavit. You made reference to that man. Let's just call it for what it is. You said that man was about to cheat on his wife with some sex worker in Vietnam. You talked about his appearance. And then when he comes back and calls you about a bipolar bitch, now she wants to pull the he's a man card. Pavit just didn't come out and call Jessel out of her name first. You called him out of his. And in return, he calls you out of yours. And that's just what it is. Pavit will be a fool to apologize to Sai. I'm not apologizing for shit, because we wouldn't even be here if you wouldn't have disrespected me first. And that's just what it is. That's what Jessel needs to tell Sai, because in real life, Sai don't even like Jessel. And that's what I'm getting to now. Sai don't like Jessel. I don't think Aaron really fools with Jessel like that. When Brynn said that she bonds with Aaron and Sai by talking shit about Jessel, I knew right then and there. Sai and Aaron pulled back from Jessel because Jessel became the fan favorite. And so they came into this season not wanting to go against Jessel because they realized that Jessel was a fan favorite. But the reality is, Sai don't fool with no goddamn Jessel. She don't fool with her husband, and she don't fool with Jessel. Aaron, I don't think likes Jessel either. Just like Brynn said, we bond over talking shit about Jessel. Jessel, girl, those are not your friends. You better keep your girl. The only one you probably can be cool with is Uba and Jenna, and maybe Raquel. But Aaron, Sai, and Brynn, they don't fool with you like that, sister girl. They don't. I wish that I want Sai to just be a bitch. Sai already said she's a bitch. That's another thing too, girl. You called yourself a bitch. I think Sai, Aaron, and Jessel I really think Sai and Aaron, I said this last night, I really think Sai and Aaron could run the show if they just stood in who they really are. Like, I think Aaron is a bitch in real life. But not like, I think she's a likable bitch. I think Sai could be a likable bitch, but they're trying to play this game with the viewers. Sai, you already told us who you are. Be who you are, girl. Stand in it. It is what it is. I always say this. I like my bitches to be bitches. I always say that. I love a housewife who's standing her shit. And they don't bend to social media. I love the fact that when Kenya had a problem with Portia, she didn't give a fuck if Portia was a fan favorite or not. If I got a problem with her, I'm gonna have a problem with her forever. And she did not bend for social media. Dr. Heavenly, will she have an issue? She have an issue. And she not going to be in for social media. I like the girls who stand in their shit. Lisa Rinna was a bitch. But she was a bitch and she was going to be a bitch all the way through. Okay? I like my girls who stand in their shit. Sai and Aaron, stand in y'all shit. And y'all might be all right. Anyways, girl, that was it. This review was way longer than what it needed to be. Oh, and then Jana basically gets on Brynn. We'll get more into that next week. Jana basically tells Brynn she needs to shut the fuck up and be quiet. Basically, Brynn want to explain stuff and put blame on other people. You said what you said, Brynn. You're messy, girl. You are a liar. It's not even you put sauce on shit, bitch. You just tell bona fide lies. Girl, and like I said at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, girl, Brynn, she just like, girl, it is what it is. It's this game of semantics. No, bitch, Brynn be lying. Brynn is dangerous, baby. I would not fool with Brynn. If I was one of those girls, I would not fool with Brynn because I see what type of game you like to play. This is beyond some housewife shit. Anyways, let me get up off of here, girl. I gotta go. Bye, y'all.